Welcome back to Miss Curtis's art class. So this week's lesson I'm very excited about to teach you. It's a little bit more complicated because we're drawing this human figure, but I think you're really going to enjoy it. So we are going to draw our very own explorer. So this can be you exploring a place. It could be somebody else. For me personally, I drew it as myself, and I picked a place I've always wanted to go, which is Egypt. So like I said, I've always wanted to see the pyramids, and I thought it would be interesting to be an explorer of that area. So today I really want you to think about where would you like to go in the world and why? And then I'd like you to draw that environment behind you. So the first thing we're gonna do is draw the explorer, and I'm gonna teach you how. And then you could look up on your computer some places you've always wanted to go, and maybe we could share some interesting facts as well about the place. Okay, so let's get started. You're going to want a piece of paper. It doesn't matter if it's plain paper like I have or it's lined. Something to draw with. I'll be using a Sharpie marker so you can see my lines nice and clearly. And then you are going to want something to color with. So today I have markers and color pencils. If you have crayons, that's great. So yeah, let's get started. The first thing that you're going to do is create your frame and name. So I'm gonna hold my paper tight using the hand that I'm not drawing with, which is my left hand. And I am simply going to take my marker and create a straight line around the edge of my paper, just leaving a tiny bit of space, okay, about 1 centimeter, going around the edge. Now, if you feel more comfortable doing a curvy line or a zigzag line for your frame, you can do that. So again, I'm just going to go around the edge of my paper. I'm rotating my paper as I go. Moving the candle a little bit, and the last side. Okay. Now at the bottom right of my paper, I'm going to write my first and last name. I'd like you to do the same, and then put your homeroom number so I can always find your paper. So Miss Curtis, room 219. Okay. Now, the first thing that you want to think about is where do you want your explorer? So I had my explorer on the bottom right of my paper. I could put it over to the left. Okay, you're gonna want your explorer to take up about 1/4 of the paper so that they're big enough and you can see them. So it depends on where you want to place your explorer. That's up to you. So I, again, am gonna pick the bottom right of my paper. It's gonna be about the size of my hand. And let's start. So the first thing we're gonna do is we are going to draw the head. The head is gonna start off as a U shape, okay? So I'm going to draw a U shape, and this U shape is about the size of 1 inch. And then I'm gonna close that shape at the top with a straight line. So go ahead and draw your head. The next step is we are going to make a rectangle right below that for the body, and this is going to be a straight line, and then it's going to come down. This line is going to be longer because we know that a rectangle has 2 longer sides and 2 shorter sides. And just try your best, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. The next step is we are going to make a interesting shape down here. It's actually gonna angle in and be a straight line angle out for the legs. So watch me first. So this first line is going to just angle in slightly and be straight across and then angle up. And in math class, does anybody know what this shape is? It's actually a trapezoid, even though it looks a little strange right here. But again, with these angled lines and then these lines that are parallel to each other straight across, that is a trapezoid. Okay, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to create the arms of our explorer. Now these are gonna be different So one arm is going to look a little different than the one on the right, the left one is. So watch me first. So this shape is actually going to be just a little curve that's going to come out just like so, like an arch on the side, leaving a little bit of space at the top. And then you are going to have at the top of the shoulder here, for the right side of the arm, it's going to arch, come down, and there's going to just be a straight line that angles out a little bit. So just like so. And you'll see in a second how this comes out to be. So we will work on the hands. That step is going to be right here, a curving line, another arch that comes out. And I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 lines, and that is going to be the hand, okay? And then, so if you notice, it looks like they're holding onto a backpack, right? And then for this arm right here, I am actually just going to make a straight line and a little curve that comes up, okay? So that hand is just kind of, you know, straight down by the side, and the other one is holding on to something. Okay, the next step that we are going to do is to create our hat. So the hat is going to be a thin trapezoid shape again, so watch me first. That's going to be a straight line that just overhangs our head a little bit to keep the sun out of our eyes. An angle going up, short little angle, and then a straight line across and another angle coming down. Okay, we're not done yet. We're going to make an arch that comes up, just like a rainbow, and comes down right there. Now, your explorer, you can put a design on this hat if you want. You can, like I said, you could do like polka dots, whatever you want. I'm going to actually make a angle, so it's gonna look like a triangle right here for my hat. And like I said, choose to make yours however you like. Now, the next step is we are going to create our feet. So at the bottom, I am actually going to make another trapezoid shape. I know, here lots of math here today. So we're gonna do an angle that comes out, a straight line across, and another angle right here. And then in the middle, I am going to draw a straight line. So our feet are just kind of going out like so, okay? The next step is with our pants, we are going to just make a straight line from where the feet are, right? And then go up like that. So now you have your legs. And now this is where it gets really fun. We can start to add all sorts of details. So what I'm gonna do next is I am actually going to work on creating a backpack and then some facial features. So the backpack is just going to be a little curve right here, and it looks like it's behind the figure, right? So it's going behind the head, and it just hits the shoulder. And then I'm going to create a straight line that's just going to curve right around the edge of the arm, and then curve in. So there we have a backpack, okay? And now, like I said, I'm gonna work on the facial features. So let's start with some eyes. I'm going to make 2 circles and a pupil inside. Now for the nose, you can make your nose however you like. If you just wanna do a U for a little button nose, or you wanna draw an actual curve. For this, I'm going to do a little curve like so. And then a smile, because I'm pretty excited that I'm going to be out there exploring a new space. The next step is to add some ears. So the ears sit right below the eyes on both sides, symmetrical on both sides, and those are just a little curve arch coming out from the side of the head. Now, I'm going to draw my hair. You can draw whatever hairstyle that you want for your character. So if you have more curly hair, maybe you want to do some curves like this. And if you want, you could always do like a ponytail or something. So go ahead and draw your hair. I'm going to simply have just a slight wave hair going right behind my ears on both sides. You can even give yourself some bangs if you want, okay? And now let's move to some more details in the shirt area or the middle of the body, right? So right here, I'm going to just give myself a collar and a vest. So the vest is going to be a straight line on the left side first and then curve. And then over here, the same thing, it's going to be a straight line that just curves over and stops. And you can add some badges if you want, some buttons. I think I will add a pocket right here and maybe like a little extra pocket and some buttons. This is really starting to come together now. I'm pretty excited. And even on the pants, if you want to add some extra pockets because you're carrying a lot of stuff with you on like your hike or your, you know, wherever you're going. So that looks pretty good to me, okay? So if you want to add anything to your backpack, you can, depending on where you're going. Maybe you're hiking and you are going to have this little pick to help you get up the mountains. Maybe you want that. You can have anything kind of just coming out the side of your backpack that you want. For my original character, I didn't really have anything coming out of my backpack because I don't think I'm gonna be hiking up the side of the pyramids, but you never know. Okay, so for my pyramids, I had my horizon line further in the background. So again, I drew the pyramids first, and then I drew a horizon line. And I drew the sun peeking out behind. So, and again, I drew some texture in the sand, but mostly I wanted this to be completely yellow. So it gave you the idea of kind of just this area where it was just a straight shot of sand going across. So it's up to you what you want to put in your background. Maybe this person right here is just coming out of a cave. So I'm doing this kind of curving line here. And behind them is this entrance. So it's kind of exciting looking, right? Notice I'm not drawing through my figure, going around them. And then here's the bottom. Goes off the edge of the frame here. And just go right here. Okay, so maybe they're going to go explore inside this cave. They should be really careful because it's pretty dark in there. I might even need a flashlight. You know, maybe my person is holding a flashlight so they can see, right? So I'll put that right there. I can color that in after. And yeah, I could draw some trees back here if I wanted to, or maybe the moon. It could be night, going on like nighttime. I mean, this scene is getting more dangerous as we go. So you can decide how to draw your background however you like. And then you are going to want to add color. So for my character, I'm using both markers and colored pencils. So my cave is going to be gray. And in order to make the cave gray, I'm actually going to use the color pencil that's black. And I am going to color like so and just press lightly so that I can get a nice light gray look to my cave. Okay, and I would take my time. Notice I'm coloring up and down, just like so. If I were to color the ground right here, and let's say I wanted to use color pencils and make it green, I would suggest going left to right in a horizontal fashion because the ground goes in this direction. So I wouldn't color in the same way that I'm coloring the cave. You always want to color with the flow of whatever object or subject matter that you are adding color to. Okay, so I would take my time doing this, and then afterwards maybe I want to add some texture by pressing a little harder and making some grass come to life, just like so, on top of it. Okay, could work on my sky, it could be a sunset. And then I think for the inside of the cave, I'm actually going to color it with the black marker, and I'm gonna color the whole inside black so it's nice and dark. I'm gonna take my time. I like to color kind of like a lawnmower so it's nice and even all the way through. And then when you get to the edges, again, use the tip of the marker so you can get into these areas without going outside the line. Again, you want to make sure that when you're coloring in full so that you can see the color nice and bright and everything looks nice and complete and vibrant. Okay? All right, so I'm gonna speed this up and I am looking forward to seeing where your character is exploring. So more specifically, I want you to think about a specific place. So maybe this is the Rocky Mountains in Colorado, and this is Egypt. So these are places that you should be excited about going. So like I said, my character really always wanted to go and explore different caves. So that would be a great spot to do that. So think about somewhere in the world that you've always wanted to explore and tell us why. Okay, so go ahead and start working on your background and coloring in your explorer. Okay, so that is how you're going to go about coloring in your image. At the end, I just put this for fun. It says, "Welcome to the Rocky Mountains. Be careful of bears." So, like I said, have fun with this. I can't wait to see where you would like to explore in the world and maybe hear a few facts about the area that you picked. And we can all share these together. So I hope you had fun, and I look forward to next week's lesson with you.